Hi guys, my name is Drew Hess. I'm a junior here at Bloomsburg University as a communications major. Today I would just like to talk to you about the positive and the negative effects of social media. Um, People use media every day in their everyday life to share information, whether it be personal or professional. They do it in different ways, sometimes in writing or sometimes through photos. Common social media platforms today consist of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Tumblr, many more. Facebook and Twitter are most commonly known as the information sharing apps, whereas Instagram and Snapchat are more known as the photo sharing along with Tumblr. And then there's LinkedIn, which is one of the most popular, famously known career focused apps, and it's often used among professionals to network. So today I'm just going to go over some positives and some negatives about the use of social media in our everyday lives. The first point I'd like to talk about in the negative realm is often people on social media have self esteem issues. They compare themselves constantly, and the biggest thing that they compare themselves to are the photos and the body images that they're seeing. Constantly exposing yourselves to other people's lives to make you question yours. It's just like the saying goes, people tend to always feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Another negative component of this is while spending your time on social media, you're cutting back on the human connection. People will spend hours of their day on their couch, in their beds, just scrolling through their Instagram, their Snapchat. And yes, they may feel like they're getting the connection because they're messaging, sending photos, but it's taking away from the actual face to face communication that they should be getting. You can even see people, they often walk down the hallways, and in order to avoid the human connection, they look at their phones so they don't feel uncomfortable. The third main point I'm going to talk about is the likes. There's a constant need to gain likes on social media. There's republishes, retweets, likes, favorites, anything. Um, the constant need for likes will constantly cause people to make choices that they would otherwise not make, including alternating their appearance, engaging in negative behaviors, or accepting risky social media challenges. Um, Another point I'd like to talk about is the addictiveness of social media. Yes, there are no clear diagnoses of media addiction, but in today's age, but people are constantly feeling the need to check their phones. If they aren't checking, they're worried or they're stressed. They feel like they're missing out. Um, in reality, most of us don't even like to go a class period without checking our social media because we feel like, oh, what are our friends doing? Or what did we miss? Like, that's just a constant thing, and it's not healthy. In all reality, when was the last time that you let your phone die but you didn't run to plug it in? Now, I've talked about a lot of negative things relating around social media, but that doesn't mean that there's no positive. A few things I'm going to talk about is the socialization aspect, um, finding your marginalized groups, networking, and just keeping in touch. So I'm going to start with the socialization. It's important to remember that people in general are hardwired for socialization, and social media makes socialization easy and immediate. People who struggle with social skills, social anxiety, or don't have easy face to face access, I mean, socializing with other people um, makes it way easier when you can do it online. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is just marginalized groups. These groups could be anything, could include LGBTQ groups or others struggling with mental health. They can find support and friendship through the use of social media. When individuals connect with other groups via social media, these connections can be the difference between living in isolation and finding support. Um, yes, you can always find this in person, but there's just so many groups within these social medias that are way more accessible. And people, they feel like they can hide behind the screen and they don't really have to step out of their comfort zone, but they're still finding someone to connect with, which is a plus. My next main point is networking. Like I talked about in my introduction, LinkedIn is a social media platform and where professionals use it to network and they get in touch with either prospective employees or employers. I know personally I use my sorority's alumni Facebook page in case anyone may post job opportunities, they may post things that I could buy from them, anything. And I wouldn't be able to connect with this group of over 1,000 women unless I had Facebook to look at that. My final point for the positive is just keeping in touch with family and friends. I mean, personally, I live 8 hours away from home, and I would never know what's going on in my family's life or my best friend's life unless I could go on and talk to them through these platforms, or I could see what they're sharing on Facebook, and lets me see into their lives as much as I can from being that far away. And just like that, organizations, they have their own pages and they do fundraisers and philanthropies. And if we didn't have the pages to share, I mean, then no one would really get the word out for it. Overall, I can't make the decision for any of you whether or not social media is good or it's bad, but I hope that either being a little bit more informed helps you guys out.